What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, or if you guys are new here, hello, I'm Keaton. So today's video is going to be a what I eat in a day, and I am so excited about this video because I get so many requests on this. You guys have been loving my daily vlogs, and in each of them I show you guys sometimes different meals, and so a lot of you guys always want just a full what I eat in a day, how I make my meals, how I cook my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's nothing crazy, but I figured that this would be a good time to show you guys because I've had so much time on my hands, obviously now being in quarantine. So I've been cooking like so much more. I've just been having more time to actually sit down and cook and eat. And so if you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe. You guys can hit the red button down below. And yeah, let's just get started. Alright, so one of the things that you guys said you really wanted was this recipes from this matcha book. So this is the matcha book that I have. Again, I will link this in the description bar below. You guys can buy it. It's got recipes. It has like history about matcha, but I have this little placeholder in here. But this is what we're going to be making today. This is the matcha and chia seed pancakes. It serves 4, but you know me, I'm just gonna make them and see how it goes. So I will leave all of the recipes on the screen as I make the food. If you guys also want to screenshot this, feel free. Basically what I had to do last night was combine chia seeds and matcha, 1 cup of milk, into a medium bowl, wrap it in plastic, and refrigerate it. So 2 tablespoons of chia seed, 2 tablespoons of matcha, and 1 cup of milk. That is currently in this bowl, which I left in the fridge overnight, like it said. Let's take the wrap off of this, and we're gonna mix in all the other wet ingredients. All right, so we're gonna start with the matcha that I left overnight. So this is matcha. Ooh, that is just, wow. That's thick. I didn't know it was gonna sit like that. So this is what it looks like. It's like super thick. It's kind of like chia seed pudding. And we're gonna leave this in this bowl. It says to mix in 1/2 cup of whole milk. Obviously, I will not be using whole milk because I don't believe in whole milk. So we're gonna go in with just some almond milk. So 1/2 cup of almond milk. We're gonna put it in here. I'm gonna whisk this up before adding anything else, but this is what it looks like. Now I'm taking 1/2 teaspoon. I've got vanilla extract. We're just gonna put 1/2 teaspoon of this into the mixture. Now I'm gonna do 2 eggs. 1, 2. And then in here I've got 3 tablespoons of melted butter, so we're gonna pour that in. This is what it looks like. It looks frothy, it looks like it's all mixed up. And then we're gonna get a separate bowl and we're gonna do the dry mixture. Well. All right, what you need for the dry mixture: baking soda, baking powder, lovely. Granulated sugar, it was backwards, granulated sugar, and all-purpose flour. All right, now that we have our dry ingredients in here, we're gonna mix in the matcha. So, okay, this is what it looks like. And we're gonna just whisk it all together until it's like a batter consistency. All right, so I'm gonna let this sit for 5 minutes like it says, and while I let that sit, I'm gonna clean up everything around me. Always clean up while you're waiting on something to cook or whatever because it makes it easier to not have to cook after. So I'm gonna let this sit and clean up. We have got our pan. I've actually got it on low. It always says to do it over medium heat, but for some reason, this gets really hot super fast. So I'm gonna spray the pan down. And then I have these things. These are from Amazon, and they are egg holders, pancake holders, whatever. So basically what you do is you set them on whatever your pan is. I'm gonna press mine down because if you don't press it down to where it's even with the pan, the egg or pancake in this case will seep out of it. So what we're gonna do is set those there so that we're gonna have nice and round pancakes, and then I'm gonna place the batter into the middle. So this is what it looks like when you take the little circle off. This one I think I obviously made it too thick. If you fill this up really high, you don't want to fill it up all the way to the blue line because obviously they rise. This one I filled up lower and it's rising a little less than this one, so I like that. Unless you want them like super thick, I don't really want them this thick, so for the next ones I will probably make them smaller, but I'm going to be making a lot of pancakes because I made a lot of batter, you know, serves 4. It's great. I also always get questions on how do you do this. It has this little handle thing here. So if you take it out too early, it'll seep through. But all you do is lift it up by the handle, and there you go. Look at it. This one I made a little uneven. This one's a little wonky, but they'll be good. And then you want to make sure that the bottom part is fully cooked before you flip it. If not, the batter is obviously going to go everywhere, but it's looking good. Okay guys, look at this beautiful stack. I'm obviously not going to eat like all of this, but just for visual preferences, we are going to make this really pretty and delicious. First thing I'm going to do while they're hot is I'm going to take little bits of butter and I'm going to insert them just in the middle of each layer so that it melts it, makes it delicious. So they're hot, buttery, yummy. Look at that. What a moment. Next up, we're gonna take this Buttersworth syrup and I'm gonna try and make this pretty. I honestly not sure how to make this as appealing. I've got some powdered sugar and with a fork I'm just going to sprinkle on top of it so it makes it even more presentable. This is some beautiful matcha pancake presentation. This is what goes in my coffee. I just brewed some coffee, 2 Splenda packets. I've got my Vital Proteins collagen, Starbucks white chocolate creamer, so bomb, and then we've got my oat milk. So I'm sitting down now. I've got my pancakes and I've got my lovely coffee, and it is only 8 a.m. I woke up at 6 a.m. this morning, so that's why I was able to just kind of like take my time and cook. It's not too late in the morning. So now what I'm going to do is eat my delicious matcha pancakes, and I will probably play Animal Crossing because that's what I like to do. I normally don't eat lunch until around 12 or 1, so this is super yummy. Also, the matcha isn't extremely like strong in this. Like, it's not like a very heavy matcha taste. It's really sweet. It just has a little bit more, I don't know, I feel like I like the chia seed in it. I'm gonna finish eating my breakfast and I will see you guys when I make lunch. All right, it is around 12 o'clock now. I'm not gonna have lunch right away. I'm gonna be having a little snack right before. So as a little snack, I'm gonna be having some cherries. I actually just got into liking cherries not too recently. I just really never liked them because I never liked the ones that are like red cherries that are on top of ice cream. Like, those just don't taste good to me, but these are so delicious. So I'm having some cherries, and then I'm also having one of these juices. I never say the name right. Suya, I don't know. If anyone knows how to pronounce it, let me know. But this one is the immunity one, so it's strawberry guava. They have tons of different ones. I've had a detox one which has like cayenne pepper, so it tastes really good, and then there's just so many other flavors. There's energy focused, all kinds of ones, but for right now we're gonna take immunity take. We're gonna drink immunity. So this is my little afternoon snack. Okay everyone, it is officially time for lunch because my stomach is now growling and it is 2 p.m. So I know it's a little later for some. Most people eat a little earlier than this. My eating schedule is completely off during quarantine, so that is why I am just eating so irregularly. But this salad I have posted in so many vlogs, and I get questions all the time, every single time I post it in a vlog, and they're like, how do you make this? What is in it? Even though I say it in every vlog. So what I'm going to do is give you guys the full rundown of how I make this salad. It is so fire, and I just want to say that I am not a person who just like sits around my house eating lettuce. I'm not a salad person. If I ever go to a restaurant, I'm not getting a salad. Like, it's just not really my thing. The only way that I love this salad, and the only reason if I ever do get a salad, is because if I eat salad, it can't just be like lettuce and like 2 things on top of it. It needs to be like a bunch of things in a bowl, and it needs to be almost like a salad bowl like you would get from Chipotle. I'll explain that in a minute. But basically, I started making this salad at home because I was at Sweet Green and I had a salad very similar to this, and then I went to the Henry and I was like, you know what? This is so inexpensive, and this is the only salad on the planet of Earth that I like. Like, I don't like any salads. I swear I keep saying that, but it's serious. So I was like, I'm gonna recreate this at home with my own little twist on it, and it is so bomb. And so many of you guys have tagged me in your Instagram stories being like, this salad is fire, I just made it, I love it. So even if you're not a salad person, I swear this is yummy. So I'm gonna show you guys the ingredients. So this is everything that you'll need. I love kale, so I'm going for chopped kale, obviously. If you guys would prefer to use something else, you can, but it's really, kale is the best way to do this salad. And then I've got this quinoa rice. You can find this at Whole Foods. It's quinoa and brown rice in a bag. You put it, it has garlic in it. You just put it in the microwave for literally a minute, 30 seconds, and it's so yummy. We've got 1 sweet potato, 1 apple. I just got these little crunchy chickpeas, so these just add like a crunch in the salad. Like I said, I have to have a lot of things in the salad to make it like yummy for me. I can't just eat like kale with a little bit of dressing. That is just not for me. So I've got the chickpeas, and then I've got these. This is key. This is the most important freaking ingredient other than the sweet potato. Blue Diamond honey roasted almonds. It doesn't have to be this brand, but honey roasted almonds is key. You need this like sweetness in there. And then I've got feta cheese. If feta cheese isn't your thing, don't get it, but for me it adds like such a good flavor in there. I absolutely love it. And then this dressing is my absolute fave. This is Panera Bread brand dressing, but they sell this at Target, and it's the Fuji apple dressing. I've tried vinaigrettes with this and it wasn't as good. So this salad, or this dressing, they sell at Target, and you have to get it. But like, seriously, if you guys sell this out, I'm going to actually sue all of you. So these are all of the ingredients. The first step in this is to preheat your oven to 350. So I have mine going right now, and I'm going to cut 1 sweet potato up into a bunch of like little tiny cubes. I guess I'm gonna dice it. I'm gonna dice it. I just realized it wasn't recording as I was cutting this, and I'm like already done cutting it. Basically, I just sliced them into little ones like this. There's definitely a faster way to do it, but I'm just really, I don't know. And then I just continue to cut them into little squares. I just cut them twice across, and yeah, that's basically it. So that was only 1 sweet potato, and this is all we've got, and this will feed for 2 different times of the salad. So this is basically all I need for 1 salad today. So I can split this in half, so I have extra in case I want to have the salad another time this week. That's what I always do. I always make excess because this is the only thing that you have to actually cook to make the salad. So do this once a week and make excess, store it, and then you can just come back and throw it in the salad when it's ready. Now what we're gonna do is we are going to take this chopped up sweet potato, and I'm gonna throw it in here. I'm gonna take the tiniest bit of olive oil because this isn't a lot, and I don't like to coat it too much. Tiny bit of olive oil, make sure they're all coated, looking delish. And then my favorite thing to do for sweet potatoes, I take this cinnamon and I coat them like so much in sweet potatoes. It seems like a lot when you're doing it, but the cinnamon doesn't fully pick up all the way once it's cooked, and it's just like the perfect I don't know, it just is the perfect flavoring you need in the salad. I don't know how to describe it, but it is so delicious. So I just coat these in cinnamon. So that's what they look like. I should have got a smaller pan for this, but whatever. Now I'm going to pop this in the oven at 350 for probably 10 to 15 minutes. All right, while that is cooking, we are going to cut up the apple. So this is the same thing. You're not gonna use a whole apple in the salad, so just store the excess. I am absolutely horrible at cutting apples, so this is just, I'm gonna just speed this up so you guys don't have to witness this tragedy. All right, so as you can see here, I've diced up these apples and then I have a few slices. I didn't feel like cutting. I've got so many apple slices right here. So sometimes if I don't, obviously I'm not gonna eat the whole apple in my salad. So while the sweet potato is cooking, I will normally take these slices like this that I haven't eaten and I'm just gonna throw them in a bowl and I'm gonna eat some almond butter while I wait. I know that's weird, but like I always snack on food while I'm waiting to eat whatever food I'm waiting on. You know, it's like chips and salsa before you get your enchilada, you know, except for apples, almond butter before I eat my salad. All right, I've eaten my apple slices and I have watched a Animal Crossing, you know, tips video on YouTube as I wait for my sweet potato to cook. I think that I said in the beginning of this video, or in the beginning of starting this meal, that it was 15 minutes that they go in the oven. It's 30, I apologize. I don't know why I thought 15. I took them out at 15 and I was like, why are these like not tender at all? It's because it's 30. Hello, Keaton. So yeah, you cook them for 30 minutes, which is why it's important to make a lot more than you need for the salad, because you're not gonna want to preheat the oven, cut them up, do this every single time you want this salad. So I always make excess so I can have it the next day, the day after, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you guys how I start the salad off. So this is the bowl that I use for my salad. The only reason I use this is because it's really large, but in all actuality, everyone always asks me about this, and this is a like fruit bowl. So this is like so large and supposed to be sitting out like on my counter, storing fruit, but I don't use it for that anymore. I actually just ordered salad bowls and pasta bowls. I'll insert a photo right here. This is what they look like. They're so cute. They're from CB2. I'll link them down below. But in the meantime, because those are getting shipped to my house, I use this bowl. So what you do is once I heat this up, which I just did, open the full top of it, and then all I do is pour, ooh, this is so much harder to do with one hand, but look at that. Ooh, it's hot. Okay. Because again, presentation is key. I'm gonna break up the rice and you're not gonna see this at all, but I love it at the bottom of the bowl. And so I'm gonna just flatten it out. So now that all the kale is in there, to be honest, you really don't need that much because of the rice and the quinoa. It's going to be really, really filling. Like this will fill you up for a long time. So we've got the kale on there now. Next up, I'm going to just take a handful of apple slices. Really don't need a lot, and we're just gonna sprinkle them all in here. This is just, I'm breaking some up that are kind of stuck together, but this is just so yummy. Again, you don't have to be heavy-handed because there's so much going on to this. You don't need a bunch. So now I'm just going to take a little bit of the chickpeas and I'm just gonna sprinkle a tiny bit on in there. I'm also gonna take these honey roasted almonds. These are absolutely delicious. I go heavy-handed with these. I put a lot of the honey roasted almonds because they are actually so yummy in this. Next up, I'm taking this feta cheese, and with a fork, I just like to sprinkle it on. I know this is not real feta cheese out of the container. Please don't roast me in the comments. This is just what I like, and it's yummy, and it's what I got. So we're gonna do that much feta. All right, last but not least, for the toppings, I've got these sweet potatoes, and they are warm, and like when you smell these fresh out of the oven, they smell so yummy. Honestly, they smell super fall, but they're So good. So I'm just moving them on in there, and then we've got some excess in this container I'll store for later. And then the very last thing I do, take my dressing, this amazing Fiji apple. Wow. This is the salad. You cannot tell me that this doesn't look like the most delicious thing ever. It's honestly so simple, and it is a complete like remake of ones at Sweet Green, ones at the Henry. Like I've literally just recreated them at home, and it tastes just as yummy. So I feel like you guys would love this. Alrighty everyone, it is currently 7 o'clock, which means that it is time for dinner. And honestly, I had full intentions of making some yummy chicken and vegetables and rice, or I was gonna do like a little shrimp bowl and rice because I have some coconut shrimp, but I'm honestly just not that hungry. I'm not hungry enough to cut up like the whole chicken breast, make all the rice, do all the veggies, steam all of that. So what I'm going to do is just have my yummy pasta that I always make. You guys may have seen this in other videos, but this is genuinely a what I eat in a day. So I am just going to include the pasta that I'm having tonight. I'm not going to make up a meal just for this, but it is still super yummy and super easy. All you have to do, boil pasta, and then I will show you guys how I do the sauce and a little bit of veggies. Right, so as you can see, I've got just a small pan here. I am coating it in some olive oil, and we've got it low. I've got it on 3 right here. So I am going to put some kale into this pot, and I'm gonna cover it and steam it. All right, so once I put the kale in here, I'm only doing a little bit because I only want a little bit in my pasta, but once I put the kale in here, I'm just gonna like mix it around, make sure that all of it is coated in the oil. You don't want too much oil, but just enough to where it all looks a little evenly coated. For me, I personally always, no matter what it is, like to take this Trader Joe's mushroom and umami seasoning. If you guys can see that, if it would focus. Hello, this is the seasoning. It's from Trader Joe's. I personally always take a little bit of this, not too much. I just like for the kale to have a little bit of flavor, mix it around. Again, we're just gonna cover this, and so we're gonna let this steam. It's gonna shrink down really small, kind of like spinach would, and so we're gonna wait until this is cooked. My kale has, oh, you can't see because the lighting is trash. Let me try and shine some light. All right, the kale's cooking down. Anyway, it's chilling in here, and I'm going to be taking this pasta sauce. This is a 4-cheese pasta sauce. Ooh. I know it's loud, but basically when the kale is all cooked, you're gonna want to just mix in this sauce so I can heat the sauce up. Obviously it stays in my fridge, mixes in with the kale, and then after this is done, we're gonna pour the pasta into this and layer on some Parmesan cheese. You can do this obviously with any vegetable. You can do mushrooms, broccoli, or whatever it is that you like. I like kale because it's easiest and mixes in well. Alrighty, we're gonna plop this pasta in. This is pre-cooked pasta. I know I didn't show me boiling it. You guys, like, I'm sure know how to boil some pasta. So I had this from the other night, and I'm just gonna mix it all in here, make sure it's all coated, mix up all the kale. Go ahead and pour some more. Don't be shy, put some more. Oh my gosh, I hate myself. Parmesan cheese. This is about to be fire all up in here. Cheese makes me like not okay, but I love it so much, so oops. All right, so this is the dinner. Look at it, just it looks so yum. It's so simple and easy. I know this isn't the most intricate meal, but I still wanted to show you guys what I'm having for dinner, and this is it, and it's gonna be so delicious. Well, you guys, that is it for my what I eat in a day. I hope you guys enjoyed these little simple recipes. I know that they weren't the craziest things, but I really have been trying to cook different meals since I have been in quarantine and just try out my little cooking skills. You know, I'm not the best, but I feel like anyone can do it, so that's why I do these videos. So if I can do it, you guys can for sure do it. So thank you guys so much again for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.